Hello, welcome to this week's Club Zone video. I'm Howlett, Regional Development Officer for the South West. This week we're going to be looking at bar and catering services and how different clubs are opening them in different ways. Also looking and chatting to some of the members about how they feel about their clubs restarting the bar and food service. It's really interesting to see how different clubs are attacking this in different ways, and the amount of effort that goes into it mustn't be underestimated. It's huge. When we go to Poole Yacht Club, you'll see how they have opened their bar and catering as a takeaway service. And then when we go to Parkstone Yacht Club, they've opened their indoors, but have got a much more limited catering service and are only offering sandwiches. This is two different approaches, but have taken equal amounts of work, and they've both put in some fantastic measures to allow it to happen. So first of all, we're going to go off to Poole, meet the people that have made it happen and some of the club members, and also have a walkthrough of how they've set this up. For any club who's thinking of this, if you watch the walkthroughs, hopefully that will help you to work out how you could implement it in your club. So off to Poole now. Cool, so I'm here with Chris Playfair, who is the apparently tea boy at Poole Yacht Club, who's been really instrumental in getting a lot of their COVID-19 kind of access to the club back up and running. So Chris, kind of why did the club decide to reopen the catering and bar facilities?
Mainly because of demand and because we could do it. We're very lucky in that we formed a very small COVID-19 group right at the start of the lockdown, and we've met a ridiculous amount of time since then, and we've had a coherent strategy all the way through, which we started off in March with a plan for how we were going to reopen. Initially it concentrated on the cruisers, then on the dinghies, and latterly on the facilities, including the catering. So we've had this plan developed over the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, brilliant. That strategy plan's really important, and the steps that you take throughout it is crucial. And how long do you think the bar and catering kind of has taken to implement and get up and running? What's the timescale on that?
A long time. I think the trick was because we formulated a roadmap in April, and this opening the bar was on the roadmap. We didn't have the nuts and bolts, but because we had a roadmap, once we'd got over one stage, bringing the dinghies down, we knew that we were going to have to tackle the catering, and we had a vague plan which we then put into place sort of gradually as the rules relaxed.
Yeah, and what have been the hurdles for you with opening the catering? Because the takeaway service has been open a little while now. Have you kind of come across any big problems?
Well, the initial hurdle was people not coming, because I think we opened it as the weather changed, and people haven't. A lot of people are quite worried about coming out still, because we've got to be aware we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. So it's right that people are cautious. I think one of the challenges has been there's one group of people who are very cautious, perhaps rightly, and there's another group who are quite gung-ho and can't see why they can't go ahead straight away. And we've got to steer a sensible, actually they RYA say, cautious path on the way through.
Yeah, and now that it's open, what's the feedback been?
Very good, very good. It's basically been, can we have some more of it? It's it's working. The challenge is getting people to observe the way around. And one of the other challenges, we couldn't logistically start 7 days a week. We had to start less than 7 days a week because of the furlough scheme. It would cost us a lot of money if we opened everything up all at once, and it would have been a bad idea because not that many people came. So we opened up a small amount, so people weren't sure when we were open, when we weren't. Now that it is going, we're going to open up 7 days a week as from Friday.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great. Thanks so much for your time, Chris, and also for your efforts and the committee's efforts at Poole Yacht Club here. So I think there's lots and lots of committee members all over the country putting huge amounts of effort in, and that's kind of replicated here at Poole. So thanks very much.
Pleasure.
So as you approach the takeaway area of Poole Yacht Club, they've placed a menu clearly at the bottom of the stairs. This means that people don't head into the takeaway only to realise that the normal menu isn't on offer, and also means there's no need for people to wait around inside choosing what they want. Move up onto the balcony area, which is currently being prepared for when the restaurant opens fully. And along the one-way system, when you get to the front doors, there's lots of clear signage insisting that you wear a face mask from this point on, informing you about the COVID restrictions, asking you to stay safe and keep your distance. Once you move inside, there's an area to sanitize your hands and lots of clear floor markings to keep people 2 meters apart whilst they wait to order and collect their food. When you get to the pay station, there's a clear perspex screen protecting you and the member of staff, more hand sanitizer and contactless payment. Once you've collected your food or drink, you can move out following the one-way system, which is clearly split by dividers, and back out onto the balcony. The club have put temporary blocks in place to make sure that people follow the one-way system, and once you move back down out of the club, there are picnic benches spread nice and widely apart so that people can enjoy their food on the edge of the yard, enjoying the sunshine and the views. On your way out, you can see there's no entry signs, again to aid the one-way system to work properly. Okay, so we're here at Poole talking to Sally, Sue and Ted about the catering facilities that are open at Poole. So Sally, you know, how do you feel about the takeaway facilities being open? Has it been a benefit to you as a club member?
It definitely has, actually, because it's much easier just to come down here, and the food is good. Although it's in a sort of takeaway package, the quality is still good, and it's just a nice place to come down. You don't have to bring your own bits and pieces down, and it's a really nice way to support the club, because obviously it's been really tough for the club through all of this. So we want to be able to, as club members, we want to be able to support the club as well.
Thanks. And Sue and Ted, you were just saying that you've been for your first sale today of the...
Very exciting, yes. Very happy to have
Lovely.
done that.
And what a cracking day for it. And,
Yeah, perfect.
and so what made you choose to use the takeaway facilities at the end of that?
Well, we hadn't planned to, but it was just really nice because we had a nice sale and the sun was still shining. We thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to stay down here and have something to eat and something to drink rather than going back home. And it's been really nice. And then we bumped into Sally and other friends, which if we'd gone back home we wouldn't have done. So it's just, it's been great.
It was very good, yeah, very good.
Impromptu
Come down and
things
have,
work really well.
have something to eat as well as sail.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it really ties up that whole club atmosphere, doesn't it? Because the social element and the tables are laid out lovely here. They're all easy to socially distance and keep in small groups. Yeah, great. Well, thanks very much. And I think probably the final question I've got for you guys is, I think the club are planning to open indoor catering now so that you could eat within the restaurant. Would your feelings be the same about that, or would you have different feelings about eating inside from a COVID security perspective for your health?
Well, I think because now you're eating in restaurants and things now, and pubs and things, and they've got one-way systems and things, so there's no reason, because we've got plenty of space here, where we can't do something similar.
Exactly.
So I don't see why that should be a problem, really. I think that should be fine. So
Yeah, I agree.
But I guess they need to restrict how many people could come in at any one time. But I would have thought that should be able to work quite well with a bit of planning.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
think that's good because if you have your sale and it's raining, then it would be nice to be able to go inside.
And again, another way to support the club, which
Yes.
is really important too.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've been to a restaurant, so it's no different to anywhere else, really. So I can't see that there'd be any problem here.
Absolutely, and I know your club have been putting a lot of time and effort into getting those one-way systems and security places in place inside, so I'm sure it will be very secure. Okay, well, thanks very much for your time today, and really glad you enjoyed this beautiful day out on the water.
We have. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm here at Parkstone with Nick Hill, who's a member here. Nick enjoying a lunchtime beer. Nick, what is it that has made you want to return to the club to have a drink or a sandwich?
I suppose basically I miss not coming because I used to.
Yeah.
I've been coming now for about a month because we had seating areas outside, but we've only been able to come inside in the last week or 10 days, and it's quite nice when it's colder outside to be able to come inside, and nice to see the old faces. I've been a member quite a long time.
And what have the club done that's made you feel comfortable enough to be inside having a drink?
Oh, well, they've got a good, I don't know whether you call it a one-way system. Initially, we could only come in over there, go out there. We have recently, the last week or so, opened the front doors so we can come back in, but it's clearly marked left and right. It's marked all the way across the bar. Nobody stays at the bar. All the seating areas in the club have been measured out so that they're at least 2 metres apart. I think it's fine.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks very much. Enjoy your lunchtime beer, and we'll speak
Thank
again
you.
soon. Thank you. So I'm going to walk you through the member experience now as you arrive at Parkstone for your food or drink. And as you can see, there's a swipe card here for members' cards. So this allows the club to keep an eye on track and trace and make sure they know which members have come and gone. Equally, there's a visitor book in case those members are bringing anybody with them. Track and trace, obviously, a really important part of club life at the moment. The washrooms and wash facilities have got hand sanitizer outside them with hand towels. And as you can see, the doors are propped open. So that was the ladies, and this is the gents with the doors propped open so that there's as little contact needed as possible. Working our way down the one-way system, we come into the bar area, and you can see clearly marked all over the floor for social distancing and flow of people. You then have to wait at the sign, which means that you will get seated. And when you come into the bar, you can see that there's lots of perspex screens with the staff wearing PPE and protecting staff and members by staying behind the shields. On the tables, there's hand sanitizer on every table, and the tables have been spaced apart so that the members are able to keep their distance. Finally, then, there's a glass drop-off area so that members can help clear the tables after they've used them. Well, it was really great to see Poole and Parkstone and how they are implementing their bar and catering service. I know since I recorded this that Parkstone have moved on and started offering hot food, and I also know that Poole have now opened their indoor spaces, but they're both just taking different steps at different stages, whatever suits them and their club, and also the needs of their members. So if you need any help with this, contact your RDO and they can give you advice and steer you in the right direction, or maybe put you in touch with another local club who's also opened their bar and catering. So best of luck with it. Watch out next Thursday for next Thursday's Club Zone video, and also don't forget to click on the like or share it if you found this video useful. Thanks very much. That's all for now.